In 2015, we left the rat race and went to the farm. We bought a 100-year-old farmhouse and 9 acres. After 3 years of extensive renovations, we can finally call ourselves College Hill Farm. Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Today, it's June the 28th, and we're going to take a little garden tour. Today we're going to take a garden tour. It's June the 28th, and the garden's been, I think I gave you a May 15th garden tour. So we're going to give you one here, and the 28th of June. The garden's doing pretty good. The corn had a little problem last night, but I've got my golf cart fixed so we can take a drive around and look at the place. Okay folks, here we are in the lower garden. You'll see there's quite a few weeds in the tomatoes. The weeds have pretty well taken the Walla Walla onions, but they just weren't doing nothing anyway. I'm probably going to plow them up. Probably give up on those and plant another set of onion sets there in their place. Over here is our sweet potatoes. It's almost time to weed. As soon as it dries up enough where I can get the tractor through the garden, I'm going to weed it. Here's our sweet potatoes. They're growing well. I've got a little groundhog trouble. I'm going to have to take care of that. I've already took care of one. I've probably got 2 or 3 more that I'm going to have to deal with. And that's okay. They just doing what they do. They're living their little groundhog life. But they're trying to mess up my life. The potatoes, you can see there are quite a few weeds. But I'm not too concerned about the potatoes now. They've already bloomed. They've got little potatoes set on them. They'll be working on it, and I'll be able to harvest potatoes before too awful long. Okay, here's our grapevines. They are doing pretty good, but they're wallowing. They're pulling my trellis down. You can see in there, that's a pretty good set of grapes coming on. So I'm gonna have to do those soon. See here, that's a good set of grapes. And the whole trellis is like that. It's just covered. Covered. Now on this end, here are the blonde cucumbers over there. And of course, here's our little tomatoes. They're not doing too hot, but they're coming on. They need to be weeded. So you can see a few of them are doing real good. This is our Romas. Again, we've had rain for a couple of weeks, for a week or more, so I gotta weed everything. Here's our corn. Of course, it's doing its thing, like corn does. Everything's wanting to fog up this morning. The humidity's killer here. Of course, that's Hickory King. This is Candy Corn and Silver Queen. Of course, I need to harvest my green onions. I've kind of let the weeds take them, but there are plenty of them in there. I'll get those next day or two. There's the cauliflower, which is really not going to do anything. And here's our hillbilly tomatoes. And now I'll let you see the broccoli. This is what happens when rabbits get at your broccoli. Okay? the rabbits are laying it to it. And it keeps the broccoli from forming great big leaves. Well, without forming big leaves, they can't form any broccoli. So I'm going to have to deal with the rabbits for my fall broccoli. The blackberries, they're coming on. They're about to start getting ripe. I see that there's some right here. Oh, ripe already. I don't know how well you can see it, but they're ripe already. So, broccoli, or blackberries are just so tart. I love them. Off to the kitchen garden. Okay, here we are in the kitchen garden. Of course, right here's the eggplant. It's looking good. The squash, I harvested about 6 or 8 summer squash and a couple of zucchini last night. The cucumbers haven't started doing anything yet, but you can see the tomatoes. They're about halfway up the cages. Some of them are almost to the top of the cages already. Here's the hillbillies in the kitchen garden. They're already setting tomatoes. Pretty much all of my tomatoes are setting, except the ones we planted, the Romas. You can see here these big old Cherokee purples. They're already to the top of the cage, and they've only been in for a month. So they'll be over the top of that cage by mid-July by a lot. So, and down the other side. Then our peppers. Our peppers are setting on, little peppers. They're actually looking pretty good. The strawberry beds are covered up with weeds. I don't know if I'm going to fool with strawberries. They're maybe too much more trouble than I want to fool with. And now here is the basil. It's coming on pretty good. I'd hoped for more, so I'll probably plant another bed somewhere. But that's pretty much how the garden's going. We should be harvesting tomatoes before too long. We're already harvesting squash. Of course, squash take 55 days. Tomatoes take about 80, so we're still about a month away of tomatoes. And then I'll have tomatoes till frost. And we'll pick off green tomatoes just before the first frost. Okay, that's the garden tour for June 28th, 2018. I'd like to thank you for visiting with us at College Hill Farm today. I hope you found our videos entertaining and or informative. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment on both Facebook and YouTube. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.